Yo, what's up, guys? Does everyone have a good weekend? How y'all doing? All right, all right, all right. All right. I hope you all had a great weekend. I know I did. What's up, Bull Runner? How you doing? Good to see you. John Foster Crypto, what's going on, man? Oh, I didn't switch the screen here. Let's jump into this. All right. What's up, Julia? How you doing? Max, good to see you. Cuban, how's it going? All right. So let's get rid of everything here. What's up, Django? How you doing, brother? All right. So our weekly. Let's talk about it. So there's a lot of things to talk about with what happened over the weekend. There's a lot to go over. So first, since the weekly is closing in about 1 minute here, so it looks like we are going to have a bearish engulfing candle on the weekly. Now, generally, when you do see a bearish engulfing candle, the price tends to go down about the same distance as the candle body. So that would be about 1086. See if there's any confluence there. Yeah, it's just kind of right above the golden pocket area, right? So that's just an area to definitely be aware of, right? Would kind of be this 1086 to like golden pocket area here. Just something to be aware of if we do come down there, right? Definitely an area to pay attention. But there are some bullish signs. Now, of course, looking at the macro picture, right? If this is going to be... Oh, good call there. Good call. Thank you, guys. Okay. And we're back. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, let's start over here. Okay. Yeah, so we are getting a bearish engulfing candle closing on the weekly, right? So generally this would come down the same distance of the candle, right? 4.45%. If it were to come down, would take you to around like 1085. If we look for confluence in that area, see we do have a golden pocket like 1077. Yeah. So this area right here between like 1087 and the golden pocket, just an area to have on your chart, just to be aware of. Now, another thing to be aware of, we are bouncing off this spider line here, and more importantly than that, looking at our macro, since we understand that we just broke out of a range, right? We can see this is range, initiation, what would we expect? Mitigation, continuation, right? Now, where would we expect to mitigate? Well, we expect to come down to our decision block that we put in right here, right? Now, why is this important? This is important because we, over the weekend, came down and tapped that, right? If we put our horizontal ray here from the top of our range, we can see that was sitting at 112K. So when we came down over the weekend and touched 112K, we got a nice little bullish reaction off of that, which is what we would expect during a range mitigation. Now, technically speaking, when it comes to like Wyckoff theory and ranges, right? This is your highest risk to reward area, right? Retesting the range for the SOS back up. Now, you just need to be aware that we did bearish engulf on the weekly, so we would need to see some bullish signs here this week. We also, let's see. So one thing that's nice about when we came down, so what have we been talking about for a long time, right? We've been talking about that we don't get bearish until 4-hour structure breaks, right? Now, where is 4-hour structure? 4-hour structure is in this low here, right? If you guys just watch the market structure stream, you guys know this, right? Because where do we have 2 bearish candles in a row? In this low here. We don't have 2 bearish candles anywhere in this low, so this is not a valid structural low. Now, if this is our structural low, then we should be respecting fibs from this low, right? More so than this low, right? And this is where you can see how market structure comes into play, right? If we take our fibs from this low, we cut through all of them, right? So if you were pulling this fib, didn't really help you. Didn't really help you at all. Now, if you were pulling this fib, right? What do you notice? That big macro long that we were talking about from the golden pocket, well, that played off, right? That was a nice little 4% move. Some people in the Discord took profit of the value area high right at the top. Good for them. I was holding for more and got stopped out of that one. Let's see. So another important thing here is that we did bounce from our 886 here as well. All right, so over the weekend, we came down. We bounced off our 4-hour 886 pretty much to the dollar, right? We came up. We did a little scam stop out wick here, came back up, and now we're slowly drifting higher. Now, what do we notice here on the 4-hour? Can anybody see what happened out of that 886 tap, out of that mitigation tap? You guys see what happened? I know you guys see it. So we broke internal 4-hour structure back bullish. Yeah, there it is, Django. So we came down, we mitigated the range, and we flipped internal 4-hour market structure bullish, right? Which means if we go down to our 1-hour, yeah, we flipped our 1-hour structure bullishly here too. Came back down for a retest. Now, the only thing that concerns me is this did happen on the weekend. If you had this price action happen where you came down, perfectly mitigated the range, flipped 4-hour and internal 1-hour market structure bullish during the weekday, I would be telling you guys to long this like crazy. But we have to be a little bit careful because we know that it did happen over the weekend, so they may want to come sweep everybody in these lows. And when we look at like our CME, right? So since it happened over the weekend, on the CME chart, we have not seen mitigation, right? So in order for the CME chart to show mitigation, we would have to come down and mitigate the range again. So something to definitely be aware of. We also have this order block down here at right about that 108,600 level, right? Another reason to keep that level on your chart, right? If we find ourselves down around 108,600, 109, pay attention to the chart because we're likely going to bounce from, technically speaking, with this chart, we would be looking for a bounce somewhere in this demand, in this decision demand block here. Now, whether what happened over the weekend is sufficient or not, we'll wait and see. Now, what would I like to see if that's sufficient? Well, let's take a look. So, if we're looking at yesterday, or last week. So, oh, I do like that the daily bullish engulf, but remember this, oh man, dude, that does look good. So, we got a bullish engulf on the daily. We had a 4-hour internal market structure break, 1-hour market structure break. Okay, I'm just gonna walk you guys through what's going on in my head because I think it'll be helpful for you guys. So, the plays that I see possible here is I see we could come down to like this decision block put in here, and we could break structure and continue going higher, right? Come back into last week's range, hold the value area low, and then come up to the 119.5 and take all this liquidity in these highs on the way up, right? Now, there's a couple other things that I think are worth watching. So, the golden pocket play is definitely worth watching, right? So that would be like 112, 113, or 112.9 to 113, right? Nice spider line confluence there as well. This would definitely be an area that's worth watching if we're not just going to bounce from right here, right decision. Now, another thing that's worth watching is going to be the sweep. Now, you guys know if we do come for a sweep, we like to use range deviations to define if it's a sweep or if it's actually going to go lower. So this is what I'll say. If we have a 1-hour close below 111, 121, or we broke internal 4-hour, 1 hour or 4-hour. 4-hour would be your real signal. Below 121.4, we are likely going to 108.6. Okay? So that would be your line in the sand for longs, right? If we come down, we close a 1-hour / 4-hour, close below 112, 121.4, we're going to 108,600. Now, one of the plays that we could be watching for, right? Because we know the CME needs to mitigate, because this didn't happen on the CME, right? So if we come down, which the CME gap would get us down to the spider line anyway, if that gets filled, I believe. Now, if we do come down and sweep all of the weekend liquidity in these lows, and we form a low somewhere in here, and we don't break this range deviation, and we close back above, that is an extremely good risk to reward, right? Because you're getting in somewhere, you know, down here, whatever, and you're targeting like an SOS out of the range, right? 29 risk to reward, right? Very, very good trade. And I'll be honest with you guys, at any point that you get into, now, the problem with coming down here is that you do flip 4 hours, so at that point, it'd be better to kind of wait for your 4-hour to flip back bullish again internally at least. But any point that you get in kind of in this decision demand, I would wait until there's 4-hour bullish market structure, but it's going to be a good risk to reward, right? Because you're looking for range, initiation, mitigation, continuation. Now, if market structure stays bearish on the 4-hour, don't get it twisted. Markets can do anything, so you're not totally safe from these lows, right? We could come back down to 88 and then pump. But that's not my base thesis, right? We go one play at a time. And what do we know right now? Everybody should have this level marked on your chart. We've been talking about this for a long time. This is your 4-hour bearish break of structure. And this is at 110.455, right? If the 4-hour closes a candle below here, then that would be your bearish change of character on your 4-hour, which is your first sign that things could be changing. But like I said, right now all we have on our 4-hour is we're in an uptrend. We retraced to our 886 retracement. We mitigated the range. We flipped structure bullish internally, right? Now, if we can get back above 116.6, it's going to be a fast move up to 118 and then a fast move up to 119.6 to sweep all the liquidity in these highs. So another level that you should definitely have marked on your chart is going to be this 116.706, right? and that's last week's value area low. Now, another thing that we can be aware of, if we put an anchored VWAP here on last week's price, you'll notice that's around 116 as well. So what does that mean? That means if today you find yourself trending on top of today's VWAP, right, then it makes sense that we would come up to 116, right? And then the question would be, do we flip this VWAP into support, previous week value area low into support, to then run the range of last week up to 119.6, right? Or are we just going to reject off that VWAP? But if you find yourself later in the day trending above today's VWAP, you should expect to move up to 116.4. So we're prepared for a couple situations. We're prepared for a golden pocket bounce at 113. We're prepared for the sweep of the lows, close back up within the range, and then we're prepared for holding VWAP and moving up to 116 to then complete a full rotation up to 119.400. A prepared trader is a profitable trader. What are we also prepared for? We're prepared for a 1 hour or 4 hour close below 121.1 to move down to 108.6. We know that this is our 4 hour bearish break of structure. So if the 4 hour comes below here and closes below, that's your signal that you should start looking for shorts on retracements, right? Because now we've had a change of character on our 4 hour and likely things are going, the direction is going to change, right? Until this level breaks. Now this level can be swept. If you guys watch the market structure video, right, we can sweep it, come up and close above. And why do we take that trade, right? You guys know, risk to reward, right? Why do we take that trade? Because we can put our stop below the wick and we can target the top of the range, right? And if we just came back, let's just say we just came back to last week's value area high, it's a 13-to-1 trade, right? Risk to reward. We like sweeps. Okay. So line in the sand levels, 4 hour, 110, 455, 111, 121, for the, and then the previous week value area low at 116, 706. All right. I'm just curious, did anyone catch the mitigation trade at 112K? I think, Hunter, you were watching for it. There were a couple people in the Discord that were watching for it. Put a 1 in the chat if you took that trade. I'm just curious. Okay. Man, I really do like this with the yesterday's bullish engulfing candle. 114K would kind of be that order block on the daily that we just made. Rio Grande, nice, man. Awesome. Man, if they really do hold that mitigation from the weekend, that would be gnarly. I mean, everything looks good, but things can be trappy on the weekends. I like that it was an 886 bounce too. Spider line's holding. Yeah, we could come up to 116,400 easily this week. Let's take a look at some indicators here. We had a nice deep 4 hour MACD cross here. Oh, man. I didn't even notice that. We had buy signals on our 4 hour. The bottom of the channel. Yeah. Yeah, I like this here. What do we talk about, guys, right? Signals on the same side as trend are going to be really strong, right? You're in a downtrend. These sell signals are going to be what you focus on, right? You're in an uptrend, right? We had 4 hour buy signals here. Come up. 4 hour buy signal here. Price drifts up. 4 hour buy signal here. Price goes up. 4 hour buy signal here. It's the bottom, right? These reversal zones on the 4 hour are really strong. Bison, hit me up in Discord. The Discord pinned to the top of the chat. Yeah. Yeah, I like the 4 hour buy signals. So should we find this trend ribbon flipping bullish again? Flipping flipping cyan again, that would be a nice sign. So we are underneath the 4-hour 200 EMA. What do we talk about, guys? Underneath the 200, rotation back to the 50. And a rotation back to the 50 would likely give us enough juice to get to last week's VWAP at like 116,400, adding more strength to that idea. Yeah. I have a feeling on tomorrow's stream we're going to be talking about 116,400, but you guys are prepared for anything. But if you guys have seen this EMA strat enough, you guys know what I'm talking about here. We see it on every time frame, right? All right, let's look at our 6-hour. Everything's in context, Jilly, but yeah, it's pretty valuable. It's pretty valuable. So the 6-hour, we came right underneath the 6-hour 200 EMA as well. And what do we see? The 6-hour 50 EMA is sitting at about 116 as well, giving more confluence to that idea. Notice how we're stacking confluences to back up our trading plan. And we know that if we can get up there, we're looking for 116,700 to flip to know that we can then hold the trade all the way up to 119, right? What happened? Hold on. Oh, I gotta update it. Let's see if it'll load here. Yeah, exactly, Bearded. Bearded's got it. Like, for example, obviously, like weekly signals, right? Oh. Interesting, okay. Now, this week just opened, right? So this doesn't have to close like this, but something to watch, right? For all the bears who want the price to come down to 88,000, right? Watch this sell signal on the weekly, right? You can see. Okay, let's look at our 6-hour. See if it'll load now. 6-hour MACD is crossing bullishly. Yeah, there's a lot of confluences stacking up here. Let's switch to Heiken Ashi, see if we can get, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, we can go over some more on spider lines for sure. Man, what is happening? Alright, I'm going to delete this and re-add it. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Appreciate the patience, guys. Nice. Okay, so yeah, so we have a 6-hour buy signal as well coming in underneath the 6-hour 200 EMA. Let's look at our Heikens on our 4-hour. Yeah, guys. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing the price up at this 116 area during this week's live streams. Okay, cool. If you guys want to look at any specific altcoins, we can definitely look at some altcoins. You guys can start throwing those in chat. Let's look at Traders Reality here on the weekly. Oh, it brought my drawings over. Nice. So again, we did tap a spider line on the weekly, right? We did tap that spider line exactly to the bottom. So, man, yeah, I like it. Let's look at the daily. Underneath the daily 50 EMA. recovered at least 50% of the vector. Yeah, I really wish this didn't happen on a weekend. That's the only thing that's got, like, it's a perfect mitigation. Like, this is why it's so important, right? Range, initiation, mitigation, continuation. It's, look at those wicks. It's perfect mitigation. Perfect mitigation. That's why part of me is looking for, like, the sweep of those lows, but with the way this chart looks, it may just go up to the 116,400. Vine? Yeah. Let's do Ethereum real quick, because I know a lot of people are looking at Ethereum. So ETH on the 4-hour. Ooh, look at that. So if ETH came down and swept those lows, it would go right into the 4-hour 200 EMA. So again, if Bitcoin does that and ETH comes and sweeps, yeah, that would be a nice buy right underneath that 400. Right? For context, it hasn't been under the 400, 200, or the 4-hour 200 EMA since the price was at $2,400. All right? So fade that at your risk. Maybe set an alert, right? Let's, man, what is happening? Hold on. Okay. Maybe set an alert on the 200 EMA. Okay, cool. So we got a nice 4-hour buy signal on ETH as well. Yeah, this stuff can just go up, guys. Now, we would expect a bit of a pullback from above the trend cloud, but I like this setup on these coins here. Let's look at the 12-hour. Twelve hour 50 EMA. Have our reversal bands here. What? This is not. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like it. There we go. That was the wrong one. Previous version. It's funny where my channel went. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Turn off OBIMs for now. Leave our channel on. Okay. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Cool beans. Yeah, so what do we look? The 4 hours even in this downwards deviation zone on ETH on the 4-hour. So if the trend is going to continue, this is a really nice spot for ETH. Yeah, Bitcoin's already making the move. Okay. Cool. I think we're prepared. Let's just get some targets for you guys on ETH here. So if Bitcoin ends up making the bearish engulf move, then you could expect ETH back at 3,100, 31.31. See if we have confluence there. Looks like that would be like a 382. Let's see. Yeah, you can see ETH back at like the 382, like 30.75. So if Bitcoin makes the move to 10.86, you're going to see ETH at 31 basically. On the bull case, what we're looking for, we take our anchored VWAP here. Let's see. If ETH starts trending above today's VWAP, you should see ETH make a move back to 37.20. 37.20 would be the target for your ETH longs. Let's look at some volume from last week. Oh, this is all right. Sorry, I gotta teach my people here for a second. So, what do we talk about, guys? What do we talk about on Cipher Matrix here, right? We don't short the asset while it's in the reversal bands, right? Hold on. What do we wait for? We wait for it to fall out of the bands, to retest them with weakness, and then you get your 4-hour sell signal, and then you can short it down, right? Whenever you see it retest the reversal bands with a weak candle like this, and then volume comes in, right? Sell volume comes in, pushing the price down, that would be a strong sell signal, right? What do we know, right? Volume confirmations. What do we know about effort versus result, right? What we talk about on stream all the time, guys. So a lot of volume in this candle, a lot of volume. What did the price do? The price comes up, rejects the reversal band, and comes back down and closes with a huge topping rejection candle on the 4-hour. Right? You guys see that? We talk about this setup all the time, where you wick into the reversal zone and close below. Right? Okay. Just wanted to call that out. Oh yeah, we were pulling volume. Let's pull the volume. Okay, so if ETH manages to get back above 36, 37, it should make a move back up to the weekly VWAP and then the point of control to rotate to the highs, to sweep all the liquidity. That'd be 36, 37. Man, I like it. I like it. I think we're going to have a nice week today. Okay. All right, so Vine, is that a coin? Bounce off the 4-hour 200 EMA. This looks weird. Hold on. Let's see what we're looking at. Rejecting from weekly bearish order block. Coming back to the daily 50 EMA. Coming back to this order block here. It's our 4-hour. So this is a 4-hour SFP is what this is. No, that's internal low. 4-hour lows here. $886 bounce. Value area low. Point of control. Let's see what last week's VWAP was. Last week's VWAP's up here at 12 cents. Confluence with the wicked off the VWAP to come down. Yeah, I mean, you have a four-hour MACD cross about to happen too. You're coming out of the 4-hour reversal zone. Since this is an altcoin, I would say wait for this 4-hour trend ribbon to flip bullish and then get in underneath it, right? Kind of like you have a correction, right? You flip the trend ribbon, you buy underneath, and by doing that, you're buying into strength, and you get in for the next leg up, right? Buying into weakness, you're trying to catch bottoms on altcoins is dangerous. Now, oh, wow. So in the past, the EMA strategy has worked really well on this coin, right? You wait for the bullish EMA flip, you buy underneath, right? And I think we just did it again. Yeah, we just did it again. So if you longed down here, I definitely understand why. Or if you got it on this 4-hour buy signal, I definitely understand why. In which case, I can give you a target, which is going to be 12 cents. 12 cents would be my target. Kind of retest this downtrending momentum here. We'll just do a line like that, right? Kind of retest this downtrend. I think 12 cents. And where is your invalidation? A 4-hour close below 5 cents, I would not want to hold this. 4-hour close below 5 cents, I wouldn't want to hold it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, for a crap coin, it doesn't look that bad. Could be worse. It's an 886 bounce. Cool. Yeah, we can look at Sol, for sure. Let's take a look at Solana. All right, who did it? Who did it? Who put these support and resistance on their chart, right? I think we were talking about this. We were talking about this on stream. I think we first talked about it right here. Because I remember someone telling me they longed 158.05 the first time. Right? Anyone catch this? 158.05 long again? All right, so Solana's bouncing off support, so let's talk about it. So we got a bit of a range deviation here. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see. It's here. Okay, yeah, like that. I would say your first target if you're in a long is going to be 167.56. If we're able to sweep, so if we're able to switch 4-hour here, so a 4-hour market structure break occurs right here with a 4-hour close above. Well, Joey, the best longs you're going to take when the price is dropping, but we know how to get on trend, right? So, ooh, nice 4-hour buy signals. Ooh, so I like this too. So if Sol comes up and breaks 4-hour market structure here, reclaims the matrix channel, it'll also come out of the bearish reversal bands, right? Be careful trading inside these bands. We talk about it all the time. It means the market's trending down. If you're longing like a strong support, that's different. But if it comes up and breaks 165.30, that's nice because then not only can you put your stop loss behind 4-hour market structure strong low, you can also put your stop loss behind a strong, very strong support and resistance line at 158.05, right? And you could look to come back to liquidity first. It's going to be a 3-to-1 up to 195. 3-to-1 up to 195. Sol closes a 4-hour candle above 165.30. You have a 3-to-1 up to 195. Or Yeah, 195. And that's also your golden pocket, or that's a previous golden pocket. It's also liquidity from these highs. Watch this 4-hour EMA situation. You don't want to get a death cross. Usually the price will come up to test this cross anyway, so you can get in on like your death cross short, right? But yeah, nice buy signals. Look at our 6-hour. Oh. All right, yeah, guys. I would definitely. I'm gonna set alerts myself here. So, what do we know, guys? What do we know? We got to go back a long way to see this, guys. $50 crosses the 200. You get in underneath the 200. TP1 is the 50, right? But generally, that gets you in to the bigger move, right? We had a tariff scare wick here, right? But it gets you in on the bigger move. Or that might have been, this was the old. Yeah, this was not tariffs. This was just the low on Bitcoin. But yeah, like, so what do we know right now? This is a good spot to buy Solana. It's a good spot to buy Solana. Because if this 50 crosses this 200 bearishly, you don't want to own it, right? So you know when to get out. You're getting in on a retest of a golden cross. Retest of a golden cross. Yeah, I like this 4-hour trade on Solana. I think if Solana closes a 4-hour candle above 165, use your stop loss below that macro support. Oh no, I deleted my. Dang. Hold on, we gotta go back. Where did my support line go? There we go. Sorry guys, had to get that back. Yeah. Let's see. Solana 4-hour push. Yeah, whoever has to look at Solana, good call. Yeah, Solana's nice. It's retesting bullish EMA cross. Go watch the trading doesn't have to be hard. This EMA trick proves it video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch that video. You have an EMA play right now on Solana on the daily. Right? Now look at that daily close right on top of that support line as well. Shout out to everybody who possibly got in there. You have a daily MACD flip. Now today just opened, right? So watch the close. A possible daily MACD flip. TP1, I mean, the first place you're going to run into a little bit of headroom if you got in underneath the daily 200 EMA is going to be at 166.66. What's up, Andrew Cameron? How you doing, brother? Okay. What did they ask for next? Let's see. Oh, is that a daily SFP? Oh, that's a daily SFP as well. Daily low SFP. Oof. Yeah, if you're long on Solana, you're chilling right now. You are chilling. Okay. I like when you guys ask about alts because I usually never really look at alts, and you guys give me really good altcoin trades, so I appreciate y'all. Okay, yeah, we can look. Who is next? Solana virtuals. Yeah, we can take a look at virtuals. Hey everybody, appreciate you guys being here. Hit that like on the video, subscribe, ring the bell. Good to see some people in here. Let's go. All right, let's take a look at virtuals. It's finally coming out of that. Ooh. It's finally coming out of that 4-hour reversal band. It's in our range deviation level. It's bouncing off of a daily order block. Now it did just have, Yeah, so this is an example of the EMA trade upside down, right? The daily 50 crosses the 200 bearishly, sell above for the targeting the lows. Invalidation would be if this 50 crossed back up, never crossed back up, right? Come back down, take the lows. Nice daily bullish engulfing candle. Let's look if we have like a VWAP target here. We have last week's VWAP, 1.3299. I like that we're finally coming out of this 4-hour, right, strong trending move in the reversal bands. We're finally coming out. We're flipping that trend ribbon blue. Could see a bit of a recovery here. We already retest. Oh, we didn't retest the range yet. So the first area of care on virtuals is going to be the mitigation of these lows at 1.25, right? Now that may give you your kind of, we already swept the liquidity in the highs. We didn't touch it. Yeah, it's going to go to 1.5 and then it's going to pull back. What I would be waiting for on the 4-hour is for the reversal band to flip blue and buy underneath it, right? It's for continuation up. That's what I'd be looking for. Another thing I'd be looking for, this is the main thing I'd be looking for if you don't have Cipher Matrix, right? 4-hour flip here. So a 4-hour close above 1.24 allows you to use these lows as your stop. It makes these lows strong. If you watch the market structure video, let's look at our 12-hour. I have a feeling, yeah, yep. 12-hour buy signal. I mean, remember these high time frame signals, remember, they're going to be very strong, right? So last 12-hour buy signal got you a move from a decent size move up to 190. So you're getting a buy signal again on the 12-hour. Yeah. Virtuals. So here's what I can tell you. My hard out for virtuals is going to be a daily close between 108. Right? So if you're just looking at risk to reward as you should be as a trader, right? If you're looking at like maybe something that you might want to hold on spot, maybe you missed virtuals before, you don't want to miss it again. Back to previous highs. So you're risking 13% of your capital if the daily closes below 108, right? Ooh, it had a daily bearish breaker structure though, but could just be a deviation. Another important level to have on your chart is going to be this daily supply, 133. Yeah, so you have to do your research, right? So if you want a position on virtuals, I think now is a really good. I mean, it's only 13% risk, right? You're only risking 14% of your capital for a possible gain of 110%. So if you believe in virtuals, you think it's going to come back, you think it's going to pump, I think it looks good here. Let's see. Yeah, it's breaking out of a downtrend. Yeah, so I think the way that you'd set it up, right, is you would wait for this 4-hour close above 1.2445. You'd be using your strong low. This range deviation play, this is for if you're buying spot, right? Not trading it. If you're trading it, you can use that 4-hour strong low, 112. You can target the 200 EMA. You can get a nice 3-to-1 there. I like that as well. Cool. That's what I see on virtuals. A lot of these alts are setting up, right? You see it breaking out of this downtrending resistance. It already broke out of its more local resistance, right? Right, it already broke out of that. It's breaking out of the new downtrend one. I think it looks good. Virtuals looks good. I really like 12-hour and daily buy signals. 12-hour and daily buy and sell signals, like when you're ranging, really nice. So definitely really good to see a 12-hour signal here. Right, like it's oversold on the 12-hour. Okay. Correct. Yeah. So again, like if you're just trading this, you'd be looking for like a retrace into supply, right? Now, where would supply be? Your first level of supply would be this 133 level. Your next area of supply up here around the 200 EMA. This is where I would expect it to get rejected more, right? Which is like 1.57. But definitely 1.33 is going to be an area of concern. But again, remember, we're using structure to get long, right? Using 4-hour structure to get long. Okay. It's also understanding the context bearded, right? So the 12-hour is moving down, right? But the daily trend is still up. Right. Good one. Good one, Cameron. Okay, let's see. What was after virtuals? SEI? Yeah, let's take a look at SEI. Okay. Ooh. There it is. There it is. Let's go. All right. There it is. We were patient for that one. We were patient for that one. Did you get it, Joey? Did you get the trade? Okay, so we were talking about SEI coming down underneath the 200 EMA to this to mitigate this previous demand level at 0.2714. It looks like we hit that now. And again, this is another coin like Sol, right, where you had your bullish golden cross on the daily, and now you're retesting underneath the 200 on the daily, right? So this is a large time frame signal that you can get into the larger time frame trend. 12-hour right underneath as well, right? 12-hour, the EMA's cross, come up. Now, it is just now putting in a buy signal on the 12-hour right now, right? So, you know, come 7 in the morning, if it's still showing a buy signal, it's going to be strong. And again, what do we talk about, right? Wicking into the reversal zone, but not closing inside of it, right? A lot of confluences here. Man, that weekend low, man. Man, I don't really trade weekends, but there's some. Bitcoin's already getting the move up. We're seeing a nice move on Bitcoin. Like I said, should likely see you guys at 116 tomorrow for the stream. All right. Cool. Yeah, so again, the play that we were looking for is still in play, right? So retest this demand at 27 to come rotate back to the liquidity at 0.39. That's still the play. If you didn't grab those lows, yeah, trend is flip. So you're going to get some resistance at 30 cents. This is what I'd look for if you miss that low. If you miss that low, I'd look for 4-hour to flip, right? 4-hour market structure to flip, come above this 200, reject down to like this order block here, and then continue up. I like that. And that would be buying around like around like 0.275 to 0.28 after flipping 4-hour bullish, and you would use this low as your stop. So you'd be buying here, you'd use the strong low here as your stop, looking to come up, looking to basically get in on the trade that you missed, right? And that's like a 6-to-1. So it's a little bit worse risk to reward, but it's a nice re-entry, right? 0.615. That's what I'd look for if you're not already in. And remember, all of this is assuming that Bitcoin's doing what we said it would do at the beginning of the stream, right? If Bitcoin's going to correct and get that bigger move down to like 1086, then all these coins are likely going to follow. But if Bitcoin's making the move up to 116, then 116,800, hold that as support to move to 119, then I would expect all these bullish moves, right? This would be the equivalent of like Bitcoin going to 116, right? Would be this 0.3 here on. So if you're riding SEI up and Bitcoin gets to 116.4 and SEI is at like 0.31, 0.305, take some profit, pay yourself. It's like they're going to come back down, you can long it again. All right, cool. Let's see what else we got going on here. SEI is a range deviation play right now on the 12-hour? Okay. Let's see what you're talking about. Range deviation on the 12-hour. I don't see it. Okay. Well, either way, I mean, we're getting a bounce from where we expect to bounce here. I think SEI looks good, right? So if you sold your long on SEI when we told you to sell it up here at 0.39, right? This is where you'd be looking to get back in, right? And now you're enjoying the benefits of 30% off your SEI. You have 30% more SEI now, right? If you sold here, buy back here. Okay. Yeah, these coins look juicy, man. This market looks primed. It does. I know we got that low on the weekend, but it was a perfect mitigation. I'm excited for this week, guys. I'm really excited for this week. Okay, guys, if you are not in the Discord, make sure you join the free learning Discord. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure that you subscribe and ring the bell. We do 5 streams a week. Make sure, I know a lot of you guys were not here for the beginning of the stream. We might have to change when we do Bitcoin TA because I know a lot of people are missing it. Go back and watch the first 15 minutes of the stream. Make sure you know the plan for what Bitcoin is, because we made a plan for this week for exactly what to expect out of Bitcoin. Go back and watch that. As always, guys, my name is Wave Cipher. Trade safe. Much love. Wave Cipher out. Love you guys.